Good morning, good morning. It's Ona, your energy customer service rep from Chicago. Today is Saturday, November 15th, 2025, and this is the Donnie-a-day card for today. We have the Four of Cups in the traditional tarot, disappointment, being stingy, sitting on the big cup and, not sharing. In the Dickens deck here, it is described as, in shorthand from the guidebook, a dissipated past, someone with such promise, disabuse, excess of all kinds, no discipline, no bearing, false idols. This is so, we've had this card before, but as it applies to today's, what's going on today, it's really interesting. And then, self-seeking ingrat. So we're right on point here. And it looks like he is just waiting for something to happen. When you look at him in the middle here, this character, James Steerforth, ends up dying in a shipwreck. And here he's just kind of waiting for something to happen. And this is what there's so much to talk about with the story. And I know we're going to cover it on Mystic Sisters. But the one without the face is hidden here. Check out the transparent deck. Okay, check it out. So, a couple things we can interpret. This is the Page of Cups. You see her here. I'm going to line it up right. But the one without the face is kind of coming in from the past. If I were going to roll this forward to the right. And if I were going to set it right in the center where the borders are equidistant from each other, it looks like he is waiting for something to get wrecked. We could look at it that way and say he's waiting for this story to be over, that he is creating a story to distract, which is a baseline behavior profile already. So he might be doing something in the water that's a surprise, a bombshell in the water to distract from this one here, because the story is going off the chain. But you tell me what you think. You tell me what you think. Okay. Each day gets more and more interesting because we know we're getting closer. Okay, so let's look at the anatomy deck with the transparent overlay, and it looks like there's some, he's probably got some, honestly, it's the respiratory system, so it doesn't focus as much on this, on the heart and heart issues, other than showing you where it's contained in the cavity there, in the thoracic cavity. So it looks like there's some fluid collection. I'd say fluid collection, that this cup lines up right to the, close to the rib there. There could be some bone marrow issues, if this were skeletal. And the cup is like, right under the bone marrow there, right? Something like immunity, but definitely a collection of fluid here. That could be anything. That could be just, an empyema. It could be pus. It could be pneumonia in nature. Something like that. All right, let's go to the lake and I'll show you what's going on. I love you guys so much. Hey, oh my God, I did a numerology class last night. I completely forgot to mention it, but I know it's available on Zoom, and I'm going to do a separate video on everything that's coming up with that. I'm going to talk about this piece right here as I put the grabs on it. Okay, so yesterday, and I started doing a short video, I mentioned that volcano came up on my my nightstand journal and I wrote it in my day journal. I started my little walk over there and where all the trees are, talking to the birds, and these guys were feeding the birds right out of their hands. It was so cute. I got a little video. I started walking a little bit and I said, I need to go to the cemetery, and I think I may have screamed out Hecate or something like that, and ended up at Wundar Cemetery about a mile behind me. So I took the longest, long ass walk. And then when I got to the end of the cemetery, the little hole in the fence where I can sneak out and shortcut is all sewn up. So I had to go all the way back around. Oh my God. In the meantime, I found this in a pile of dirt and something that said free firewood, okay? And it is a piece of a headstone. It is very, very old. It's called rhyolite from all my searches. It's volcanic rock. And I'm like, okay, so that's signal number 2, that there's some kind of volcano, major, massive volcano sign has come, landed on my freaking lap. So I don't really know what that's all about, but I'm glad I'm documenting it. So I'm still working on this. I don't know what's really going on, but I'm sure we'll talk about it on Mystic Sisters later. I love you guys, love you guys, love you guys, and I'll see you later.